Last year, I started noting down all my New Year's resolutions in a bingo card, and I got way more done than I usually would. Since that worked really well for me, I wanted to do that again. If you're interested in that, I can make a video about it as well. Hi, I'm Tavali, and my goal on here is to share my art and improve with you guys. My main unwritten goal is to draw way more than I did last year. I did this art summary trend, and I felt kind of humiliated. I didn't draw anything meaningful in the first 3 months, which is really sad. I don't actually remember if I drew anything or if I just didn't post it. I was moving and I got a new job and I started a new school. So I had my reasons for not drawing for a while, but it's still sad seeing that I didn't do anything. Growing up, I was always the semi-weird art kid that you would go to if the assignment had to do with drawing. And now I didn't even draw something worth sharing for like 90 days. So I wasn't sure if I could even call myself an artist. And I think beginning of last year was the time I felt the most disconnected from my artistic side. It felt kind of unnatural and it kind of hurt. Like, not to be over dramatic, but it's like after not drawing for a while and then coming back, you feel this like bittersweet sensation where you're like it just feels off. I don't know how to explain it. I think creatives get it. Like, you either get it or you don't get it. When I was younger, I used to post a lot on social media, but then I stopped for a few years since I wasn't really going somewhere with it, and I feel like I grew as a person, so I was cringing at my old art. And I felt like it was holding me back, and also AI really scared me. Like, it really freaked me out. I was like I always knew human art is gonna be like people who care about human art are gonna be into human art, but I was scared of like every artwork you would post would get scrambled. Scrambled? Would get like scraped by the scraped? I don't know the word for it. Every post would get stolen by AI. That was my fear, and like that you wouldn't have a chance that like I don't know, I was over dramatic. I was scared for no reason. I wasn't sure where to go with my art, and I didn't like that I had so many people I knew from IRL on my art account, so I just stopped for a few years. Now I'm back to posting. I was never big. You're probably not gonna find me. I think I said this in a video before. I think the most I ever had were like with my current artistic direction. The most I had was like 200 followers, I think. So you're not gonna find me. I don't know if the account still exists even. Now my opinion kinda changed. I always found joy in sharing my art and connecting with other artists. I always liked drawing and I drew before posting, but I realized like I wanna improve, but I'll never improve if I don't get outside feedback. And that's why I'm posting again. Also, I desperately want to connect with other artists. I don't know what it is, but I feel like most of my friends who drew before stopped drawing or like stopped being creative, and I really want to share art with people again and talk about our characters and everything. It's like one of the things that I love the most about art, or just connecting over art. It's just so fun. That's why I want to get back into that. Okay, back to the main topic. I didn't draw much beginning of last year. I didn't draw that much in general last year. I had one goal of drawing like 20 illustrations and I finished that goal, which is nice. But like I also wanted to fill my sketchbook and I didn't do that, and it kind of got lost during the moving process, but I found it again. So that's good. Yeah, I guess I need to make up for last year in creative terms, or in terms of being creative. Okay, but what about this year? What about 2026? Talking about the coming year, what are my art-related goals this year? So, I have multiple ones. My first goal is to finish my sketchbook. I started my sketchbook on the 30th of June 2024. I had this thing for almost 20 years, 2 years, right? And just guess how many pages I used. I'm being serious, like just Go ahead and guess. Did you write your answer in the comments? I drew on 20 pages. 20 double pages. It's like nothing. I remember being like in middle school and filling up pages like it's nothing. I finished my sketchbooks in like a few months. And now I did like 20 pages in 2 years. It just feels really weird. It feels like, that doesn't feel like me. Yeah, so one of my goals is to finish said sketchbook, since you can just go crazy in them. If I'm thinking about old sketchbooks, I just have some pages where I'm just trying new mediums. So like when a pen runs out, I just do whatever with it on the page. Like I cut it up, I squeeze the ink out, I roll the filament onto my page, and I just do crazy stuff with it. I feel like sketchbooks are meant for you to go crazy in them. And I don't really give myself that freedom by not drawing in one. And also, having sketchbooks is such a nice way to archive your progress, I think. I always put numbers in my sketchbook, and then I love going through them and just seeing how I improved as an artist. I think that's really fun. And since I'm gonna travel a lot this year for my work and for my school, I won't be on my PC as much. But that also means I have more time for my sketchbook. Yay! Finished 20 illustrations. This one is kind of a no-brainer. I wanna draw, so I have to draw. Sketchbook spreads won't count as for this one unless I fully rendered them, or I feel like they count as a full illustration. These don't have to be digital illustrations, but since it's my main medium right now, it's most likely that all drawings counting towards this goal will be digital. Ideally, I wanted more than just 20 things this year, but also life tends to go into the way sometimes, and 20 illustrations is a realistic goal for me personally, without me having to without having to lower the quality of the stuff I'm drawing, since I want to draw more. Another goal of mine is to finally do a 30 days art challenge or a monthly art challenge. I really want to finish one. I tried Inktober in like 2018, and I did like 11 days. I could never completely finish them. And I really want to finish one of them. I feel like that should be a semi-easy achievement, but I never finished it. And if you know any interesting challenges, please let me know. I know of Mermaid. It sounds fun. But the thing I liked about Inktober is that that the original goal, I know everyone does it their way, but if I remember correctly, the original goal was to draw with ink or in black and white and just try out, or just have like not just the challenge of draw every day, but also draw in a different medium, or like work on your line art. I guess the technical aspect about drawing. So if you know any challenges, I know Huemba exists. I tried that as well. I think I also got like 8 drawings done or something. That was like not 2 years ago, oh my god. I'm still in 2023, by the way. If I ever say 2 years ago, it's probably like 5 years ago. But I tried Huemba in like 2021 or something, if I remember correctly. I think those artworks are still at my parents' place, so I don't know if I can find them for this video. I will try to find them, but no guarantee. So yeah, if you know any challenges you think I would enjoy, or like challenges that aren't focused on pump out as many drawings as you can in 30 days, but a challenge that's challenges you. I think Huemba is nice because you just have to draw in one color, or Inktober was nice because it's like line art focus, or like it originally was. Also, I'm kinda sick. I don't know if you can tell. I keep coughing in between the takes. Okay, I'm moving on to the next goal. I wanna do the quick pose intermediate certificate. And I think I need to explain this one. First of all, no, this isn't sponsored. I have a collection of websites and things, I guess art resources that I found useful, and this is one of the sites that I have or that I keep track of. It's called Quick Pose or Quick Poses. Yeah, what is that? You can do timed practices on the site, which is really great for gesture drawing. Be aware that the site has nude models as well, which can be a bit weird if you're not used to drawing or seeing that, but you also have the option to turn it off. And it's just timed practices for like 30 seconds or 60 seconds, or I think up to 5 minutes per drawing, and then it skips to the next pose, and you have to do that pose in like the amount of time, and it helps you with drawing or learning poses. I think it's great for your visual library, but also it makes you like, you just have to focus on the drawing. You won't get sidetracked in the small amount of time. And the certificate is a thing you get. I don't know if you actually get it. I had to delete my old account, or like I lost my old account, so I had to start a new one. And you get the certificates if you practice for a certain amount of time. So the site tracks for how much you use it. And the intermediate one is 100 hours. So far I didn't get any of the certificates yet. The first one starts at 20 hours. And I want to do the intermediate one. I think this is one of the harder goals on my list, because like usually I don't practice for an hour, but I practice for like 15 to 30 minutes until I'm like, okay, I'm done, I don't want to anymore. But also, in theory, I just need to practice for 1 hour on 100 days. So 1 hour every 3.6 days, which is twice a week. And some people go to the gym more often than that, so I should be able to pick up a pen for an hour or 2 a week, right? Shouldn't be that hard. Even if I don't manage to get the intermediate certificate, at least I'll practice a lot while trying to get it, which is worth a lot on its own. So this is one of the goals I'm less certain about if I'll be able to do it, but it's on my bingo card now and I can't change it anymore. And I think it's less hard than I'm trying to make it out to be. I think I'm just kind of scared of it because I tend to forget stuff like this. Post 10 videos. The next goal is to post 10 videos. Making videos on YouTube takes way longer than I expected before starting YouTube. I don't know if my editing style just takes really long. But the longest part for me personally is usually recording my script. I still need to find my style, and at the moment I just note down what I want to talk about and then just write my whole script. And then I review it and I start recording, and I need to do a ton of retakes. And like, I'm recording this video now and I don't want to do a lot of retakes because it takes me, like last time, I think my first video, or like one of the videos I posted took me like 8 hours of just recording. Because I kept re-recording everything because English is my first language. So reading it out loud is still kind of weird for me. And I swallow my words a lot. I'm gonna see if I still do that while listening to this audio recording, but I remember in the last one, you often couldn't hear what I say. Like, I would talk and one of the words would just get swallowed, and while listening back on it, I was like, what was I trying to say? Because you couldn't hear it. And I really wonder if it's like, if I sound like that if I talk to people, because that's kind of weird. I really hope when I'm conversing with people I don't do that. Crochet 10 things. Yes, I know I don't post my crochet work, and part of the reason is the fact that I don't do original work. Usually I try out free patterns I find online, or I also bought some patterns before if I really liked them. Last year my goal was to crochet 15 things and I managed to crochet 9, which isn't fair because I worked on a huge amigurui mushroom And I count everything equally while crocheting. So if I do a big pattern, it's gonna count as one item. But if I crochet a small pattern, like one that takes me like 30 minutes, it's also gonna count as one. Yeah, because some patterns just take a huge amount of time. And some of them get done in like an afternoon. If you wanna see more of my crochet stuff, let me know. So to summarize, my goals are finishing my sketchbook, drawing 20 illustrations, do an art challenge, get the quick pose intermediate certificate, post 10 things and crochet 10 things. And at the beginning of 2027, I'll do a follow-up video to see if I managed to do everything I plan to do and what I learned from this. If you have any art-related goals, please share them with me in the comments. Or if you have a post somewhere on your socials, please tag me. My socials are on the screen right now. But I would love to share our goals and motivate each other so we can all achieve our artistic dreams and work harder to better our skills. Some tips if you want to do this for yourself. I deliberately only put in goals that aren't ambiguous and can be measured properly. For example, I wouldn't put something like improve my art on my bingo card because like at what point do you know you improved? I mean, yeah, you can kind of tell, but I feel like every new artwork is gonna be different and it's gonna be hard to measure if you improved and like how much do you want to improve. You can't really say that. So putting in a number of 20 drawings, so like do 20 studies or 10 studies or whatever, or do studies. It's gonna be more measurable. And also, you can control that. You can't control how quickly you improve. You can't control if you go viral, because like some people want to post more as well. So you can put in a goal of post more or something, or like not post more. Don't put that goal in. Be like post 50 Instagram posts or something. But don't put in something like post more or improve whatever. Like putting goals, you'll be able to tell if you manage to do them, because putting in ambiguous goals is gonna be a bit discouraging, I feel like. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please like it and share it with your artistic friends. I feel like we should share our interests way more with our friends. They probably appreciate you thinking of them. If you're interested in how I made this bingo card and how to get inspiration for what goals to pick, let me know so I can make a video about it. Subscribe if you want to see if I finished the goals and to be there for the journey. I hope you have an amazing start into the new year. I know times aren't easy right now, but I'm nothing but optimistic about the coming year. Hug your loved ones, take care, and I hope I get to see you in the next one. Bye bye.